everybody out there in Madison. Welcome to SoulMama Says. I am Carolyn Schwartz Black, Carolyn Black, depending on how you know me.
Carolyn Schwartz.
Carolyn Schwartz, exactly. With me today is Todd Osborne. Say hi, Todd.
Hello.
And also with me today is my wonderful husband. Say hi, Tom.
Hey, baby.
Hey. Tom doesn't have to go to work till much later this afternoon, so he gets to play with me today.
Hoorah.
Yay! And I, as you can see,
Take your hubby to work day.
It's take your hubby to work day. So I'm in the room with two very handsome, lovely, low-voiced men. So this is going to be quite an hour. As you can see, I'm rocking my pussy hat. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a little while. But first, I am excited to announce that I have been working really hard with Gilda's Club in Madison to put together their spring fundraiser, and it's going to be called Rockin the Red Doors, a Gilda's Club tribute to Sharon Jones. And it is going to be on March 31st at the Orpheum Theater on State Street in Madison. So it's going to be a great show. Right now, the lineup is the Clyde Stubblefield Allstars, including me and Clyde and the amazing Joey Banks who we had on last week. And we're going to be the house band, and a bunch of fabulous female singers are going to come and do some Sharon Jones tunes. And we're also going to have the Big Payback, another fabulous local R&B band that does James Brown tunes. Horns, and we need the horns because that's what this is all about.
Now, Carolyn, for some folks are not familiar with Sharon Jones.
Yes. So Sharon Jones, for those of you who are very sad that you don't know who she is. I'm sorry. I'm very sad for you.
I didn't know who she was a year ago.
She exactly. Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. She's been called the female James Brown.
Mm-hmm.
She sadly died last year, just right about a week after the election, of pancreatic cancer. She had fought this battle for several years. There was a fantastic documentary that came out about her last year called Miss Sharon Jones, and it followed her around on tour as she learned about her diagnosis and what she went through. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Get the Kleenex out, get the hankies out. You're going to need it. It's really, it's amazing and hard to watch, but so incredible. This woman was so strong. She was 40 years old before she recorded her first album. Before that, she was a corrections officer at Rikers Island. She was a wedding band singer for a long time. She was told by record producers and execs, "You are too old, too fat, too short, too black."
Too black.
Too black. She is black.
To sing soul music.
Not to sing soul music, but to get famous and to get anywhere, to get noticed.
Look at James Brown. I mean, he was not the prettiest guy in the world.
No, he was not. He was rough. He was rough, let me tell you. And
not very nice from what I understand.
No, but Sharon, on the other hand, just the most amazing person. And I was introduced to her music through Vibe Syndicate, the band that I was in, a decade ago, here in Madison, kind of like a neo-soul electronic R&B band, if that makes any sense, that did her we did her song, "How Long Do I Have to Wait For You, Honey?" How long do I have to wait for you, honey?
You know why that band didn't make it? Because it was too white.
It was
too black, you're too white.
Oh, Vibe Syndicate? That's a whole nother story. We're not going to go there. Right now, we're talking positivity about Sharon Jones.
So when I mentioned this to my sister earlier today, because I was telling her about the podcast, and I told her about the Sharon Jones tribute show, she started, really?
Yeah.
Sharon Jones? I said, you know Sharon Jones? Oh my God.
So the people who know her, that's the reaction, like, oh my God, we love her. And the reason, so if you haven't, you need to go online, go to YouTube and just type in Sharon Jones, the Dap Kings, any song that comes up, even the holiday stuff. I'm telling you, she did a fantastic Hanukkah song, right? Called 8 Days of Love, and it was just this amazing. Anyway, I digress.
Isn't she a little too black for?
No. Honey, my last name is Schwartz. Right. Okay.
We're all black in our house.
We are very black in our house. So she was just she was described as a female James Brown, right? Yeah. So much energy and so much soul and so much power. behind every single song she does. She did a great cover of "What Have You Done for Me Lately," the Janet Jones song, Janet Jackson song. There you go. There we go. There's the Hanukkah song. Yeah.
Mark the engineer, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. 8 days of Hanukkah. Exactly. I mean, come
It's got
on.
that 60s sound just captured so faithfully.
And that's the thing about
That's-
Sharon Jones. She was really
yes.
paying tribute to that 60s soul sound. That
Oh,
really.
the Dap Kings, when they founded, that was like they were looking for her. They just knew they were looking for her to front this sound. It's the same sound that Amy Winehouse captured.
The band was together first, huh?
The Dap Tones were together first. The Dap Kings rather, from Dap Tone Records, and they found her. I got to do all my research, but she just so she embodies this retro 60s classic soul, but there's something so modern and fantastic about them that there's a lot of that going around. Sunny Night and the Lakers are another band that do that. Charles Bradley does that, right? They got this killer retro sound with a modern, like just that tightness, the horns, the bass, everything.
That's back when you used to have a room full of musicians that were actually getting paid.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's
Right.
interesting. The way they record,
Real
the way
music.
the way the Dap Kings record, it's all together in one room. They do it old school.
Old school.
And that's how you get that amazing, incredible sound on record
Well, you get
and
that
live.
vibe between each other. You got the eye contact.
You
got
get
the
they get it
physical
till they get it
vibrations between
right.
each other, yeah.
They get it till they get it right. They don't cut and splice. They don't do any of that. Oh, let me just pop in here, which is an amazing thing to be able to do when you're recording. It saves a lot of time and a lot of money, but you don't get that same
Continuity.
You don't get that continuity. You don't get that same ambiance. You don't get the same
Imperfection.
vibe.
It's gotta
Yeah.
be the
Sometimes you
human
need a little
aspect
grit.
to it. It's human beings are imperfect, and you need to have that in there.
Yes.
It's a real
Yes.
old school recording. As far as
Absolutely. Yeah. So that you get on all the Dap Kings recordings, and that. So she died sadly, right? And of all the celebrity musical deaths, of last year, which there were a lot.
Way too many.
2016, you can suck it. And that one just really hit me the hardest, I think. I had never gotten the chance to meet her, and she was like this incredible icon to me because she represented so much of the music that I enjoy playing and I love to sing. And I just had always wanted to be able to meet her, and after I'd been singing her songs. And I don't know, she died. It just crushed me, and I thought, I can't just not do something. So
you approached Gilda's Club with this.
I
this
approached
idea.
Gilda's Club, a few months right before the holidays. I said, we need to do something. First, I wanted to maybe do what was it? Just for pancreatic cancer research, because that's what she died from. But to raise money for that, you need to raise a lot of money to be able to make a difference for research. And Gilda's Club, if we can raise I think the money that we can raise can do so much good. If you are not familiar with them, they are a cancer support community located in Middleton. Go to Gilda's Club. GildasClubMadison.org.
And for the truly uninformed, this is Gilda Radner.
Yes, Gilda Radner, for all you youngins out there, who was one of the original cast of Saturday Night Live, known for her incredible characters, Rosanna Dana, because there's always something, If it's not one thing, it's another. Don't you hate it when you get the little stuff stuck in your teeth, and then you get a toothpick, and you try to get, and then you get that stuck in. That's her. She also did Emily Latella. Emily Latella. Oh my God, Emily Latella. I want to know what's all this nonsense about violence on television.
Natural racehorses.
Yes, and feces. What's the endangered feces? So this is what I grew up on.
I've heard there's been a lot of stubbings lately, so mind your toes.
Mind your toes. She'd always end everyone with, "Oh, never mind, bitch."
It was
And
that Patti Smith character that she had.
she did a great Patti Smith. She did Lisa Lupner, of course. We can't forget Lisa Lupner. God, we cannot forget Lisa Lupner, right?
Me, yeah.
And she was amazing, and she found out that she had ovarian cancer and realized that there wasn't a place for the kind of support that she needed, and so started Gilda's Club, and they're all over the country. And so we're going to do this benefit to raise money for Gilda's Club. They provide all kinds of services like therapy, yoga, art programs, meditation, like dinners, coffee, like all kinds of stuff. It's a beautiful hall, beautiful, like, looks like a giant house over by Costco, actually, in Middleton. And it's just so lovely and warm and inviting. And it's a place for cancer patients and their families to get the support that they need in one place instead of having to go here and there and all the way across town to get the different things. They can get so many things. And it's completely funded by donations. So the money that we can raise for this show, which is going to be amazing, Clyde Stubblefield, hello, and the Big Payback, hello, and
Potentially a couple of other...
potentially a couple other great people, and Joanna Connor, who's an incredible blues guitar player and singer from Chicago. I just emailing here with her this morning. She is coming. And Tomiko Dixon, who is Willie Dixon's granddaughter, for those of you who know the blues, she is coming, and she's going to sing some songs. And a lot of other fantastic local ladies like Megan Bobo from the Lux, Kat Capillero from VO5.
Oh, Kat.
Yeah, Kat, hello,
Yeah.
myself included, of course.
Oh.
Rebecca Stanley
Oi.
from, well, they used to be called Patchwork Monkey, but now I think they're called Titanic Quartet. I think they changed their name. But she's going to be there. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to it. We will have more details about that with the specifics of ticket pricing and all that stuff next week. But right now, I just wanted to get that out there. You know, so many people don't get the care that they need and then find out they've got cancer when it's too late. And, you know,
That's
people-
my mother, yeah.
really?
Was my mother, I should say, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to learn that.
It's years gone by now, but yeah.
I lost, 4 out of 4 grandparents to cancer of one form or another, and so this touches my heart.
Pretty much everybody.
Well, yeah,
One
yeah,
grandparent,
you know,
yeah.
one grandparent. Yeah, I got leukemia, prostate, breast, and liver.
We're just listing them off like that.
Yeah, well, you know, and one of my grandmother that was liver cancer that killed her had already had a mastectomy for breast cancer 20 years prior. So this is Gilda's Club supports people with from all different kinds of cancers. It's not just one or the other. So I really thought it was important to do that and get the word out. So this will be their spring fundraiser. I'm really excited about it. The Orpheum Theater. And,
Rockin the Red Doors,
Rockin the
March
Red
31st.
Doors, March 31st.
Very good.
Yeah. Tell the people how they can tune in if they're not already and where they can call.
If you're watching on Facebook Live right now, it's
Yeah.
MadisonTalkers.com. You can live stream us there. And if you'd
That's
like
right.
to call in today, we've got another 45 minutes while we're on the podcast today.
Mm-hmm.
608-210-1667.
That's right.
608-210-1667.
That's going to be a hell of an event, I can tell you right now. Once Carolyn gets an idea in her head, that's it. It's
No
not
stopping her now.
Nope. No stopping me. All right, how we doing?
More to come on SoulMama Says.
Yeah. All right, see you in a few. Aww, I love this song. All right, cool. That was good. All right, what's
Slow
next?
down, you talk too fast.
Slow down. You talk too fast. Nice job there, Mike. You know me well.
Okay.
Let's see. Is anybody on? Is anybody talking? Plug in.
Is this thing live?
Not anymore.
Let's see. All right, so what's up next? So
March.
next I want to talk about the March,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and I got like a list of executive orders that have been signed already.
Oh, yes.
An executive memoranda. I want to talk about that.
You know, Obama released a record number of federal prisoners, most of them nonviolent drug offenders. That's about the first thing I think I would do if I got the presidency.
What a jerk.
Pardon me.
Very so. Stimulating.
It's stimulating. Very
Are you
stimulating.
stimulating?
Yeah, I just got out of bed.
No, you're not
I
stimulating.
know, I'm like,
You need some stimulation.
10 seconds. Like, if you want to come to the podcast, you got to get up. We are rocking here on SoulMama Says. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking around. So, what's this thing I have on my head?
It looks like a kitty cat your
It's a
head.
pussy hat.
It's a pussy hat. Hey there, George. I know if you're listening, you're freaking out right now that I said pussy, and I'm going to say it again. Pussy. It's a kitty cat. So, you may, if you are a human being and you watch TV or Facebook or the interwebs of any kind, you may have noticed a lot of ladies and men and children and grandmas and grandpas and some kitty cats, some actual kitty cats and dogs and statues wearing pink hats.
Many statues.
Many statues.
I saw a statue of Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yes, I saw,
Photograph.
and the ducks at the Make Way for Ducklings statues. Your mom
Boston.
posted the picture in Boston. It was so funny. They're all wearing these cute little pink hats.
The Women's March on Washington, which was sort of drummed up several weeks ago, took on a life of its own and expanded into other states and other countries over the
Sister
weekend.
marches.
Sister marches.
I believe there were like 600 or something in 6 continents, Antarctica as well. Yes. Somebody was like, really? Yes, there were. There's like photographic evidence of like people holding up.
There were only 13
signs.
women, but
But it was a march.
that's all that are
It
on
was a
Antarctica
march.
at this point.
And half of those women were penguins.
No, they were
Those were
actual
nuns.
women. And even like in Nairobi, there was a march. I mean, there were 100,000 people in London, people in Berlin. I mean, everywhere. There were 100,000 marchers in Madison. Okay, Madison only has 250,000 people in it. And there were 100. That's the same numbers that we had for the uprising.
The Act 10
The Act
protests
10
in
protests.
2011,
Exactly. So this is not a joke. This
Hopefully
is not.
this will work a little bit better than this.
Well,
other
this is not
protest.
just a bunch of angry women, a bunch of angry liberal, crazy
I didn't
women.
see anybody angry.
That's
honestly.
the thing. There was
I mean,
not
in print,
a single
in text, but-
arrest. There were no arrests in D.C., no arrests in New York, no arrests in Madison. The arrests that happened were on Inauguration Day, and that was a very, like I've seen the videos, it was a very targeted, very specific group of people who were causing the destruction
Mayhem.
and mayhem.
It's
exactly.
the Mayhemers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They come out all the time.
Anarchists,
But
yeah.
Right.
These are not.
It's
These are
such a
not.
small number of people.
10 to 1. 10 to
Yeah.
1. Those were Republican operatives dressed up as anarchists.
You know, I don't know. I'm sure some of them probably were, just like there were probably some, Democratic whatever. I don't
But
care.
It's the
They've
same,
done it
it's the
before.
same kind of people that do this every single
And
time.
they do it
Something
everywhere,
like
and
this,
their point is to cause destruction and mayhem and chaos.
Right.
That
And
is
it's
not.
donuts.
That is not
Whatever,
what this is
go
about.
away.
Exactly. That is not what this was about. This was about, and this is how I had to explain this to our 9-year-old and his best friend.
Sometimes
who-
we need to explain this like a 90 to
I did
adults
well,
like
exactly.
a 9-year-old.
So I had to have this conversation. We had it at the dinner table last week. Actually, I had started to make these pussy hats, and I'm a creative person, and when creative people get stressed out and depressed and freaked out,
So
they make
crazy.
stuff. They make stuff. That is why so many ladies have craft rooms. Okay, men have man caves. I have a craft cave. I do. It is awesome, and right now it is covered in pink fluff.
The cats walk out of the room with it all over them.
It's everywhere. I was a pussy hat fairy. I had a little pussy hat factory going on. I must have made about 40 or 50 of them, no lie, and gave them
And that's
out.
over the course of what, 2 days, 3 days?
2-3 days.
Yeah.
I just went to St. Vinny's, bought a bunch of pink sweaters, cut them up. That's what I did with this one. I just cut it up and then re-sewed it, and it made me feel good because it meant that more people were going to be covered in pink. And why is that important? Because it shows solidarity. It shows that we're all together, no matter what we look like, what parts we have, right? What religion we practice, if we or don't. You're wearing the hat. You're all part of this one thing. Also, and I thought this was pretty funny, it had the unintended effect of making it impossible for aerial shots of the marches to be stolen and used for the Trump pictures of the inauguration. So they can't say, look at all these people
Wait,
that
are
were
you
there.
insinuating that the administration took a picture from some other inauguration
No.
day and used it, passed it off as,
Oh.
as the real deal?
Apparently
They're
the
working on it.
Apparently their Twitter, there was like a White House Twitter photo or something that had pictures from Obama's
Yeah, Obama's
inauguration.
inauguration.
Yeah, that they were trying to pass. Oh, they just liked the picture. No,
Trump operatives are busy photoshopping all the teeny tiny little hats out of the photo, which
That-
is why it's taken so long.
maybe that's it. But
Just haven't seen it
you
yet.
look at the pictures and it's this overwhelming hue of pink and it's beautiful. And so, but going back to having to explain it to Zeke, so because some of you may need this explanation out there. I know I've had to explain it to a few adults. Pussy has 3 meanings. That's what I said. I said, do you know the 3 meanings of the word pussy? And he looked at me kind of like, 3? He's like, I know the cat, right? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what else? I said, well, it means the female genitalia, the lower area. He's like, oh, okay. Kind of like, oh God, Mom. And then I said,
We have to talk about this again.
and I said, and it's also a derogatory term for a weak person, a wimp. And he thought about that for a second. And and when I tell this to his friend, it's the same thing, same reaction. The light bulb went on that feminine meant weak.
Mhm.
And that's how the word pussy means weak. And it made them both mad. These are 2 9-year-old boys, Madison East Sider 9-year-old boys, little feminist boys. They got mad that feminine meant weak. Zeke said, but Mom, half the girls in my class could pick me up. And he meant like physically lift him up in the air. And he's a little dude, so that doesn't surprise me. But he was like,
It's not that little, I mean, is it?
well, he's, whatever. Anyway, he's perfect.
9.
He is perfect Zeke size. Anyway, his point was that all the women he knows are strong women. So he has no example of a weak, of feminine meaning weak. And that gave me so much joy to see that reaction and to know that his generation of boys, at least on the east side of Madison, have that sensation. Like that's how they feel. That to them, the idea of calling someone a pussy, meaning a weakling, is so foreign to them. They don't equate feminine with being weak. And that is what this is about. Like, we are not weak.
We raise our girls differently in this neighborhood.
Well, and our boys. Yeah. So it's, it's this amazing thing. So then I had to explain what Donald Trump did and using the word pussy. And that made him even angry. He's like, well, he should be in jail. I'm like, yes, exactly.
The 9-year-old gets it.
Because what he did was what he described was sexual assault. He wasn't just saying, this is what I would do. He was saying, this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
He should be in jail.
He should be in jail. A 9-year-old gets it. The 7-year-old was just eating his spaghetti and didn't really seem to understand, but he wore the pussy hat and was happy about it. And
Someone should cold cock him the way they did the Nazi in the street the other day. I can't stop watching that clip.
that was, have you seen that video? And all the different remixes of it. There's every day should be Punch a Nazi Day. I'm sorry. I'm a pacifist. I'm a nice person, but I'm also a Jewish human being.
I've got cousins with serial numbers on their arms.
Exactly.
I'd like to see Nazis get punched.
Yeah, Nazis. Yeah, but yeah.
I chuckle, but it's not funny. I'm sorry.
Oh, punching
Oh, I get
Nazis
it.
is funny.
That's
No,
what-
that's serial.
Hey, especially when
That's
it's
just
when
quality
it's
entertainment.
especially when it's set to like the theme from Titanic. That's just funny. That's really funny. And which was the boys are back in town. That was especially good because it had like repeat hits. Boys are back in town. Boys are back.
There was some metal thing, I don't know who does it. Everybody bleeds. Something like that,
So we're not condoning violence here on SoulMama Says, but if you should happen to find a Nazi, go ahead.
It's like
Don't.
whack-a-mole, Like
It is whack-a-mole. You just got to keep hitting them. They pop up. You just got to keep hitting. Anyway.
They're here and there and everywhere. There was that picture up in Oshkosh, I think it was. Someone posted.
Oh, outside their door,
Nazi
yeah.
A
flag
sign.
outside their-
Yeah, Nazi flag. So one of my Facebook friends posted that.
This has been this is the result of this last election cycle
Trump's
too.
America.
Is that it's given permission to
That's
come
just-
out of the woodworks.
that's
Hey,
exactly
all
it.
right.
On the
I
one
can
hand-
fly my freaky Nazi flag.
On the one hand, I'm scared as all get out on the other end. I'm like, okay, I see you now.
Now I know where
Now
you
we know who
live.
they are.
Now I
Yeah.
know where you live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Sadly,
good.
this has happened to many of us, I think, where
Yeah.
you've suddenly realized, oh my gosh, this person I've known for X number of years, you're that.
They don't
Yeah.
have
That's
to pretend anymore.
wow.
They don't have to pretend not to be racist anymore.
No, they've
Yeah,
been
But
holding
thanks
it
for
in.
telling me. 'Cause
They've been holding it in and holding it in and holding. Was it on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
The guy who did the monologue and his name is
Aziz
escaping me.
Ansari.
Aziz Ansari. He was like, just please go back to pretending,
Mm-hmm.
please, because the rest of the world really needs you to go back to pretending. Like we can't. No, you can't just let that stuff out. It's just. There's like this whole lack of manners. It's like, it's not political correctness, it's manners. Be nice to people, like be nice. What's
Be a
wrong with
human
that?
being, for God's
Be a
sake.
human being. Yeah. This, I don't understand this, the license to be mean.
Well, if your father and your mother taught you to be a racist troll, basically, that's what you're likely to be. Unless, of course, hypothetically, you're intelligent enough to, when you come of age, realize that you've been told a lot of lies by not just your parents, but your teachers, the TV, the movies, everybody, and the media, of course.
That's called
And-
a light bulb moment.
Yes, exactly. Perhaps
Uh-huh.
you might take a moment of reflection and think about, what have I been told that is a lie? What have I been told that I need to think twice about? That's what intelligent people do.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, about how, like, if you're only taught one thing, you're not to blame until you come of age, right? You
Right.
come of age, and then it's your job to be like,
Sift
to
through the
sift
bullshit.
through the bullshit and learn some stuff, to really try and open your mind and learn some stuff. So if you are interested in joining in this conversation, I want to hear from you what your experience at the march was. If you went to the march here in Madison or in DC or anywhere else, please give us a call and let us know. The number is 608-210-1667 here at MadisonTalkers.com. I want to know, because I had a great time at the march. I would have liked to have stayed longer, but I have 2 little children, and
We're done marching,
and
Mama.
we were done marching, but they did it, and they understood. At least the 9-year-old did why we were there.
Then they got a giant pretzel.
And then they got a giant pretzel. Exactly.
Well, they'll look back on that fondly then.
Thank you, Wisconsin Brewing Tap House. That was pretty awesome. Maybe I can get a sponsorship from them. That was
They got
really.
a free shout out. First one's free.
They did. First one's free, everybody. Wisconsin Tap House on State Street. They only had 2 wait staff that day. They were rocking. They were like rocking hard
Decent
that
Bloody
day.
Mary too, I might say.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, I got to tell you, being down there on the square with my wife and many of our women friends was it was really enjoyable for me to be able to have. I was the documentarian. I just snapping pictures left and right, making sure that they had that all documented. Very proud. 2 young girls, daughters of our friends.
Gotta
Not
start
being
them young.
indoctrinated, they are smart, intelligent kids, and they know exactly what's going on.
We're not, yeah, they are learning. They've got their eyes wide open. Stick around. SoulMama Says continues. All right, that's good. That was gold. Right, let's see.
Suzanne, is that originally Leonard Cohen?
I don't know. Oh, that song that was just on.
And,
Is that just for the headphones?
yes.
Can you turn me up?
Which
a little
one?
bit? They sound very quiet.
Let's see here. You are.
Number 3.
I'm number 3. You are.
Be weird.
You're number 2. You're number 1. No? No?
Oh, no, back down again. I just meant like me in the mix. Everyone else sounds like a
Oh,
lot louder.
that I can't.
That's me.
Oh, that's him. I thought you made
Maybe
your
it's just because my voice is echoing in my own head. I don't know.
All right, I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing anybody on. I'm not seeing any chat on live stream.
Not yet, huh?
No. Oh well. We're still here.
What's
okay.
next, Mama?
Let's see. Where's my podcast notes? Are we on?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the club.
I'm used to that picking up on me.
Oh.
Our engineer has an engine ear.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about the difference between. Here we go. Hey there. Hey there, and welcome back to SoulMama Says. With me today is Todd Osborne, my good buddy.
Hello.
And my hubby, Mr. Thomas Frederick Schwartz.
Hey, everybody.
Changing it up, are you?
So when Tom and I met, just a quick story, when we met at the Red Line in Greenwich Village in New York City, he introduced himself as Thomas Frederick, and I introduced myself as Carolyn Black. And we didn't know that we were both Schwartzes when we met.
Jeez.
So
I still
that's
love
just a
that
funny
story.
little story.
Caused a moment of pause.
A little
the next day
moment.
when we
Wait
found
a
out.
Really?
minute.
You're lying.
No. Lots of Schwartzes. It was like the Schwartz wedding was a lot of fun.
You can't throw a rock in Brooklyn without hitting a short.
No, there's lots of us.
Just don't throw it in my direction.
We're everywhere. And, actually, it was interesting. I was having a Facebook conversation, as I have been having a lot lately, with someone about being Jewish and the connection, or not the connection, but not really comparison. I don't know what I'm trying to say about the issues in America aren't just black and white.
No, they're not.
Someone was trying to say that this is all about black and white. And it's like, no, it's not just about black and white. I know what it feels like as a Jew to feel afraid and persecuted and all that stuff. And we talked a little bit about that last week about, how my grandmother had to change her name, from Haldenstein to Halden, because you don't know. You don't know who
My
might be
great-uncle
listening.
Schwartz, he became because he was a lawyer.
This could explain
yeah?
why my great-grandfather changed our family name from Elsburn to Osborne.
There you go.
Coming out of the womb.
There you go.
Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, prejudice exists in all forms, and there's so much of it that's societal, and
It's societal.
it's societal, and there's whether it's an actual law or not, there's societal crap
For
everywhere.
life really is gray. It's not black or white.
No,
I mean,
no,
we are
it's
all
not.
shades of gray.
Oh my
man.
God, I'm a nice shade of olive, I think. I got a little brown while we were in Jamaica. That was so nice.
Come back.
Okay, sorry. So it was real. I highly recommend it. Here's another
Both
freebie.
of you left all at once. Both of you left.
I went there for a minute in my head. I really did.
It
I
was
saw
really
it.
It's a nice
nice.
little spot where I would go there at night, and under the chaise lounge, and straight up there were these this canopies of these two beautiful palm trees next to each other with my bottle of Appleton and the waves splashing. It was just heaven.
It was lovely. I highly recommend
They're
Jamaica.
not coming back, are they?
No. Okay, I'm back. So, one thing that I wanted to talk about was the difference between how a lot of people, I know how I felt, a lot of people felt on Friday the 20th versus Saturday the 21st. Friday the 20th was a hard day. It was an interesting day, actually, because it was the inauguration, and it's just scary watching that happen and the pomp and circumstance. And I was one of those people that I couldn't not watch. All these people were boycotting it, not watching. I didn't turn on the TV.
I
didn't care enough.
I
so-
live streamed it. I wanted to see what happened, like what was actually going to happen. And his speech, what was it, like 16 minutes long? Whereas
America's great. America's first.
No, American
No, America
carnage.
sucked up until now.
That's what he was
That's
saying.
yeah, it was all bad. Our schools are terrible.
It
They
was
don't
the
teach
most-
kids anything, and there's guns in the street, and people
Yeah.
are getting killed left and
Yeah.
right. And oh my God,
He was,
we're just terrible.
he was sitting there dissing
And but
all
I don't know.
the
I'm pretty
presidents
happy right
behind him.
now.
He was like, everyone sitting behind him, like, y'all fucked up. I'm gonna fix it. And he actually said, you can count on me to do it. Like I'm going to do it. Don't worry about it. I will actually do it. Who says that?
Have I pointed at my head lately? Because it's me. It's all me. Me.
Yeah.
Me.
Exactly. Like he's the only person that can do it. That and the whole, like, how many times did he say God? I don't know. He was like all about, this is a Christian nation. It was just so upsetting to watch. It was crazy. It was so ridiculous to watch. And then I started making pussyhats. And I was like, screw that. I can't watch. I can't watch
The
anymore.
therapy.
I'm just gonna make hats. And the inspiration and hope that I felt on Saturday, the drive to action that I felt on Saturday, to do stuff, to actually make my voice heard. My mother got on a bus. The bus ended up breaking down, sadly, and she had to turn around and go back home. But she made a sign, right? She wore a pussy hat, and she got on a bus with 50 people she didn't know. Mm-hmm. That's a 71. She's never done anything like that in her life. You know how many millions of people did that on Saturday? Did something that they'd never done before in their life? Took action of a sort that they'd never done before in life. I'm very curious to see how many women run for office this year.
You know, that's something that's being not floated. I mean, actually encouraged, like actively encouraged by many people.
You want to change something, you got to run for office. Start with the school board. There's a local woman running for office, Allie. Oh God, what's her name? Allie Mudrow, I think. She's running for school board. She's a young woman, young mom, and that's what we got to do. You got to snap up those seats that are being vacated, or fight an incumbent. You got to do it. If you don't, then we are not going to change it. Change starts from the bottom up. People who've already gotten to the top, they're not going to change anything. We know that, right?
I do it myself, but there are just way too many embarrassing photographs of me out there. I
Honey,
lived in New York for 7 years.
we had all our fun before the internet, right? We, for the most part.
Yeah.
Those
Thank
photos can be
God.
burned. Internet stuff can't be burned. That's like there forever. So you could just find those photos and burn them. That's fine. I've thought about it too. You know, I had very high political aspirations. That's why I went to graduate school. I have a master's in public administration. I could run a non-governmental organization or a nonprofit or any one of those things. But
Or sit here, yeah.
you know, or sit here and do a podcast and encourage other people to do it. That's how you got to do it. That's how you got to change stuff. You got to call Congress every day. I have the phone number. You ready listening?
212.
No, 202.
202.
202.
212's in there.
202-225-3121. I have heard that the switchboards are overloaded and all the voicemails of like every single congressperson are filling up because people are calling and expressing their displeasure.
What I read was that the White House shut down the comment line.
Well, they did that too.
Yeah.
They did that too. I heard a couple of things about that, it was actually the previous administration had switched over to online or something like that, and they didn't know. So I don't know. I've heard excuses about that. But yeah, I don't think the current White House wants to know. I think they shut down the petition site or something like
Of course,
that.
they don't want to know.
No.
I don't say none of the Republicans do that. This is why I haven't bothered to do as much, walk on the protests, make the phone calls. They don't care. I called Ron Johnson's office once and got the typical form letter back. Well, this is why we're not going to do what you asked us to do.
But the point is that
listening.
those things get registered. Those things are public record, and I think that's what we need to encourage people to do is either send postcards or call. I actually have some really dirty postcards that you can send if you want. If you go, they're not like dirty pictures; they're just dirty words. If you know what I'm a coloring book artist in addition to a gazillion other things. If you go to Etsy.com/shop/SoulMama's stuff, and I'll put it in the I'll put the link in the notes for the podcast once we finish up. You can find my filthy postcards. Postcards say stuff like, "Hey, don't be a schmuck," which I think that's a very useful piece of advice.
That's the clean one.
That's the clean one. Yes, there's also a little bit harsher, like ass hat of the day.
Still clean.
That's still pretty clean.
I've always been a fan of don't be a schmuck. Actually.
Don't be a schmuck. That's all we're asking people.
It's
I don't really think that's too much
pointed,
of a stretch.
and it's also a little on the gentle side too. Hey, don't be a schmuck.
It's not calling you a schmuck.
No,
it's not. It's just don't be one.
I'm encouraging you to not be one.
I'm maybe encouraging your good behavior to not be a schmuck. And I think that's a very nice way of saying don't be a fucking dick.
If
right?
you don't know what schmuck means, then you're an asshat.
There we go. That was one of the good ones.
No, it was stupid fucking cunt. That's the other one. And I know I probably just lost a whole bunch of listeners. Maybe my mother. Sorry, hi mom. That moment brought to you by Amy Schwartz. I just sent her my fucking calendar, and she called me and laughed. I have a fucking calendar. It says stuff like January, baby, it's fucking cold outside. Because this is a calendar coming from a Wisconsin mom, and but I digress again.
20 minutes left in the program. 608-210-1667 if you'd like to call and join the conversation.
Yes,
today.
we're having a lot of fun today.
Give
Don't
us
be a
call,
schmuck.
huh?
Is there anybody out there?
Is there anybody out there? We are, so I've got postcards if you want to go and you're looking for something to send to Congress, but that's how we make our voices heard.
Well, this is one thing that I've tried to. It's like beating your head against a wall sometimes. Like, well, I don't understand why you guys are out there marching. Why you just kept
That
saying,
too.
we just get over it and stuff. I mean, what's the matter with you? Like, I mean, that's just stupid. That's a dumb thing to. Well, you know what? How is this even affecting you? A.
Yeah, if you think we're so stupid.
B. Our First Amendment right. B.
He's fired up.
What is your problem?
Yeah.
Well, you just dumb. Those are uneducated women out there. Yeah, you can't even spell uneducated, by the way.
I love
Uneducated, my ass. My wife has 2 degrees.
Thank you, I have
She's one of the
2.
smartest people I know. All of her friends are smart as heck. They're not indoctrinizing their girls. The girls are learning how to be involved with their lives in the United States.
Yeah.
No, and one girl in particular. Yes, I'm fired up.
I can tell.
I had never really I had known this young girl, 13 years old, beautiful girl, and I don't mean beautiful girl because that's the thing. No, smart girl, beautiful girl. She's a smart girl, beautiful girl, smart girl. And I talked to her mom afterwards. I said, "Wow, your daughter is just on it." She wants to be a political consultant. I'm like, at 13 years old, you go.
Yeah, I mean, this young generation of kids, they are fired up. They are.
They better be.
They better be. They have to be. It's important. They need to be fired up because they're the ones who are going to inherit this mess that our president is creating for us. When we come back, we're going to talk about all the executive orders, or as they're calling memoranda, that President Trump has already said. Sorry, it's hard. It's really hard to say that. Because
this is the reality.
This is why we are marching. This is the reality we live in.
It's big comedy.
Stick around. SoulMama says www.madisontalkers.com. Sounds good.
The stupid people.
All the stupid people.
Where do they all come from?
Oh, that's good.
That's funny. I've always sang that too.
Yeah, I've been saying that.
And then people are strange
Where are
when
we
they
going
are
for lunch?
stupid.
Where are we going for lunch after this?
I'm going back home to cook and
Oh, yeah.
study, and then go meet my wife
I
at 4.
haven't had breakfast yet.
Okay, so where are we going for breakfast? The boys at 2:30.
There's that place on State Street that does breakfast all day.
Oh yeah. It's on the corner of State and Johnson.
Flapjacks or
Pancake House. No,
Okay.
short stack.
Short Stack.
Short stack eatery.
Short Stack.
The Schwartz stack.
There we go.
Okay.
You want to come out with that Clyde Stubblefield?
Yeah.
Let it roll at the end.
Yeah.
Actually, the Schwartz Stack is a bunch of latkes, right? What's that?
No, there you go.
First time I met his extended family, they're like, "So what are we gonna call a bunch of Schwartzes?" I'm like, "A shitload." They're like, "Okay, you're in. We like you." Hey, nobody's watching. Oh, there's somebody watching. Hello, I don't know who you are. Who's watching? Who's watching? Hey, cousin Marion. Hey, Mar. Hey, Carrie. I don't know if you're still watching, but we'll see. What do we got here?
I totally see you singing this song, by the way.
This is a really great song.
One pill makes you dumber.
Didn't your brother do a parody of this for Cialis?
Yeah,
one pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small.
Cialis.
Well, this is the rabbit hole we found ourselves in this past year, isn't it? I mean,
It
which
is a
pill do you want?
rabbit
Do you want the
hole.
blue pill or do you want the red pill?
I'll take them both, please.
I refuse
With
to
a
take
side of
pill.
yellow.
Yeah.
Hell with pills.
I'll take a yellow pill. So one of the things that the GOP always got angry about was when Obama signed executive orders. Claimed, doing all this stuff without Congress. Blah, blah, blah.
Look at all those
This is
executive orders.
something that presidents have done since the beginning of time.
But,
It is
that's
not-
history.
It's not unusual. It is absolutely normal. They do it every time.
It's the only way he could get anything accomplished because Congress tried to shut down every single thing that he did, even when
Exactly.
it was things that they had tried to do
Exactly. Simply for obstruction. In his 8
Congress was like one
years,
big Peter Griffin. No, I won't do it.
so Renee Kiner on Twitter tweeted this morning that Obama signed 277 executive orders in 8 years. I have to double check this number. That sounds about right. In 4 days, Trump has signed, I think, 10. Let's take, or maybe 8. So today, let's see, today signed, where is
You might
it?
as well just get rid of Congress because he doesn't care at all.
They're calling them memoranda and not orders, which doesn't make any fucking sense. It's stupid. Yeah, because it's all about the big words. Because memoranda is a bigger word than order, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that would probably effectively confuse most of his big fans.
There you
So
go.
one of the things that
Big
he
words.
signed today was an executive order to advance the Keystone Pipeline and the Dakota Access Pipeline. So he's undoing the things that Obama has done. So that was today. What else was today? He basically silenced the EPA. The EPA is reporting, EPA freezes grants, tells employees not to talk about it. So there's something going on at the EPA, and they're not
we don't
allowed
know
to
what
talk
it
about
is.
it. We don't know what it is. So that's not good. So all kinds of regulations and things are going to be stripped away.
This is a little
And
confusing because a couple of the first things he did is he got a lot of industrialists in with him and said, okay, I'm getting rid of the TPP, which is actually a good
which is
thing.
that's one of the things it's very interesting
One.
that he's
Right.
doing
And-
is getting rid of the TPP.
And he's going to supposedly place big fines on people who send jobs overseas because he wants to bring them back.
Border tax.
Which
So-
is,
Yeah.
which is also a
So,
good
but
thing.
we don't
Okay,
know
so there's
that
two.
yet. We don't know that yet. But we do know he officially pulled us out of the TPP. So
Yeah.
that happened.
So is he helping his industrialist rich buddies or not? I don't know.
This
You know-
has been the problem with Donald Trump for the
He's-
last
it's-
year. It's like he says one thing and then says another. He goes,
it's
"Ah,
very,
hey, hey, hey."
it's very interesting. We don't really know. So
And then he wants to talk about NAFTA.
wants to talk about
He wants to
NAFTA?
talk about NAFTA in that tone of voice.
in that
NAFTA.
voice. One of the other things he did was there's a federal hiring freeze now. So he stopped all federal hiring. So if you are in the process, like if you are already in the process, or we're hoping of getting, that's out of the
Find
thing.
other work.
So it on the one hand, he said he wanted to streamline government and cut through the bullshit, so that's what he's saying he's doing. But he's also not creating American jobs. He's stripping away
Well, not
American
yet.
jobs by doing that.
He's going to create many terrific
One of
jobs.
the other things he did was reinstate the Mexico City policy. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, this is also known as the global gag rule. This is something that President Reagan created, and the language, let's see, it prohibits non-governmental organizations outside America that receive U.S. federal funding through aid programs from offering abortions or even talking to women or policymakers about abortions. So the strict ban even applies to organizations that do not use the U.S. funding they receive to pursue abortion-related activities. So he went further. Reagan created it, and Clinton basically
Took it out.
And
Then
then
Bush
Bush
put
put
it
it back in.
And then Obama took it out.
took it out. And so Trump
putting
put
it
it
back
back
in.
in. So how does this affect you? It may not affect you directly, but it affects millions of women and girls around the
And
globe.
that poor piece of legislation, it must be so confused.
It's like,
It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. But what it
I
does
was on the
is
beach in Jamaica a minute ago. What? I'm coming back? What?
every time this thing gets reinstated, abortion deaths go up across the world, maternal health goes down.
And this is the issue I have with this too, because I've seen a couple of my female friends that are, leaning more on the right side of things, and saying, if you really wanted to help somebody rather than marching, why don't you think about all those poor women in Bangladesh?
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
I am.
case in point.
This is exactly why it's important to march. And that's another thing that gets me so riled up when women say, we've got it great here in America. We don't need feminism. Young women, we don't need feminism.
You do, because we had feminism.
We need feminism because we had it. Feminism,
Where
now
does
get this, people.
ignorance mean anything to you?
Feminism is the radical notion that women are people. That's it.
What? Whoa, what?
Feminism, let me repeat that for the folks in back. Feminism is the radical notion that women are people and deserve to be treated as such.
Not doormats.
We don't need to be treated better than men. Feminism doesn't mean you hate. My boys are feminists. You are a feminist. Do you hate yourself?
No.
Do you think women should be treated better than you or equally?
Well, we're all human beings equal.
Thank
Oh,
you.
there's another radical concept.
Thank you. Do you think
Race,
your
creed, culture,
ownership?
I don't know. One person more than another, one person less than another. No, that doesn't make any sense.
Do you think your ownership of a penis and set of balls to go with that lovely penis? I'll stop there.
Thank you.
Grants you more than me?
Well, I don't know. It is rather attractive.
Okay, this is not that kind of podcast,
You
folks.
set me up for that.
I did. So
She
we'll have
did.
to edit that out later, right? Yeah, okay.
That's not gonna edit it out.
But my point is
Yeah.
that because of what's between your legs, you should not get more money on the dollar than I do for the same job. You should not get the privilege that you get that I don't get because I'm a woman. Right?
It's just common sense as far as I'm
Common
concerned.
sense. Our children know that, right? But other grown women don't seem to get this fact that women in this country, even though, yes, we do have insanely more rights than women in third world countries, we have it way better. I am not going to deny that. We have it way better than women in third world countries as far as level of maternal health
But it's
care.
because of
But it's
the
because
concept
of feminism, because of women who came before us and fought and marched and went to jail and died and did all these things. It is because of those women that we have those rights. And it's not like we can just stop. We can't just say, okay, we're done. No, not until we get 100 cents on the dollar. Not 77 or 59 if you're a black woman or a Latina.
You may have it better here than in third world countries, but it's not as
It's
good
still
as
not
it is
equal.
as a lot of Europe and
Yeah, I'm not
Other-
wearing a
other
burqa, but you know what?
industrialized nations.
I'm not wearing a burqa, but the girls that, so I don't have girls, but girls who go to school still have to deal with double standard dress codes where they're not allowed to bare their shoulders wearing tank tops, but boys are, for example, or they can't wear short skirts, but boys can wear shorts. It's a total double standard that still exists. Yes, it's not the same as having to be covered head to toe in a beekeeper suit, but it's the same kind of misogyny, different levels, but the same kind of thing, where women are being told, we're doing this for your benefit. We're doing this because we know better.
because the boys can't control
Because the boys
themselves.
can't control themselves. This is probably the number one lesson we need to make sure our boys understand. Boys will be boys is not an excuse for anything. There is no excuse for behavior that gets condoned when you say boys will be boys. And that comes from the high, that all the way up to the top, down to the littlest toddler. You cannot say that. You can't just say, oh, boys will be boys. No. That doesn't fly. Not with this mother of feminist boys.
The next step beyond that is to go to, look at what's happening in a lot of the Middle East, for instance, where if women are not covered from head to toe, then rape is somehow justified.
Yeah, exactly. Because the man couldn't control himself because the woman wasn't covered up. It is the same kind of thing. Rape victims get told the same thing over and over again here in this country. That she was wearing a short skirt. Oh, she was wearing a provocative outfit. Oh, she had too much to drink. It's her fault. There was just a law recently that said that oral sexual assault is not, like, you can't be blamed for it if the woman was drunk. Like, it was, I don't know if it was passed, but it was proposed.
Which side of the aisle do you suppose came up with that?
I mean, why is consent, it doesn't matter if you're drunk. Like, that's what they're saying, is that consent doesn't matter.
I'll say it again. I can't believe we still have to have this discussion.
Well, yeah. I was saying, so if you look at my hat, I have all
That's
these different...
why, because we still have to have it.
I have all these different pins on my pussy hat from, I just like saying pussy hat, from marches. There's a pin on here from a march in 1992 that I went to in Washington, D.C. When I was still a senior in college, and it was abortion rights, and it's called We Won't Go Back. And I put it on this hat because apparently this lesson still needs to be learned.
It's 25 years ago.
More than 25 years ago.
Quarter century.
Yeah, almost 25 years ago. In April 2nd, that's when it was. It was almost 25 years ago. I'm 46 years old.
15 years after we first had this discussion.
Yeah.
And now we're 40 years later.
Yeah.
And
Roe v. Wade happened in 1973. Okay. Casey v. I can't remember what it was, but the one in 1989 that said it could go back to the states, right? That was the first march I went to. And then this march was in 1992. We are still fighting this stuff. For 100 years, women are still fighting. That is why we still march. Because apparently, some people are really deaf and can't hear.
Oh, when will they?
ever learn? When will they ever learn? Exactly. Where have all the pussies gone? March to Washington,
On people's
everyone.
heads, apparently.
On people's heads. That's right. And we look good,
I'm
don't
so
we?
glad it's not a hipster thing. I can't tell you.
Come back to SoulMama Says. Oh, that's the
That was it.
Clyde. There we go. Oh, that was it.
That was
That
it.
was it.
I was
Oh,
supposed-
oh, that was it.
You want to come back in and
Yeah, real quick.
What?
Yeah,
sign off?
just sign
Yeah.
up real quick.
So just come back in and maybe say
Okay.
what I'm listening to and do your thing.
Now, so that's the end of our show today. It went so fast, I
Goes
got so
fast.
confused. You're listening to the track Coming Home from the Clyde Stubblefield Allstars CD that came out on Friday. Very excited about that. And we will be back here next week on MadisonTalkers.com from noon to 1 on Tuesday. See you next week. Soul Mama Says, signing off.
Goodbye.
Bye, Mama.
Thank you. That was it. Goes so fast.
Well, when you're really engaged.
We need like
yeah.
2 hours, man.
Damn it! I'll have to build. I'll have to build a studio in your basement. or something
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. There you go. That's good. Nice job.
Fist bump.
Borrow from Matt. I'm the fist bumping
Yeah.
everybody now.
Yeah, I love that.
We all have the same spot here.
Naturals.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. That was good. Yeah, I'm glad I got to those. I didn't get to all the executive orders,
It's okay.
but he did. Yeah, there's
Doesn't
the
have to be a
hiring
laundry
freeze, the
list.
TPP, the like. He changed the eligibility requirements for the defense secretary so that the guy he picked could actually
Right,
be the
do
defense
it,
secretary. Because he had to be out of the army for a certain amount of time.
These are the songs I wrote down based
Okay.
off the videos that you posted.
Yeah. I have it as a list.
Should I just like learn all these or?
I'm
Some
gonna
of them
I'm
are-
gonna try
you're
and
gonna
pare it
pare it
down
down,
because
alright.
that's a lot. I don't think we need all of those, but I have a Google Doc that I'll share with you
Cool.
that has all the lists that has that and the keys and stuff because I'm trying to assign songs.
Still on Facebook.
Oh, we are still on Facebook. Okay, love
Bye,
you.
bye.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Thanks for tuning in.